Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video, I want to share with you guys some things that you guys can do to get better and also to improve very quickly here in this game. I'm going to show you guys all the things you can do to improve very fast, so if you guys are struggling to improve at the game or looking for some really good tips to help you play much better, definitely stay to the end of the video because these tips will help you guys out tremendously. And real quick, before I get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload and when I announce the winners every Friday. And lastly, make sure you guys put down your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account down in the comment section below, and you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. And lastly, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do, go down to the bottom right, hit on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to give you guys some very good tips and tricks that you guys can use to get better and also to improve very quickly here in this game. So the first thing that I want to talk about that can really help you out a ton with winning much more gunfights in Fortnite is you want to be more situational when it comes to your gunfights. So one of the things that a lot of people have been focusing on now is piece control, and what that is, if you guys don't already know, and that's when you try to have as many, or when you're box fighting another player or just fighting another player at close range, you want to have as much control as you possibly can, and you're going to be able to do that by having as many structures around the other player as possible. So if you're box fighting the other player, having their cone, maybe having one of their walls, as many pieces as you possibly can, that's going to give you a big advantage in that gunfight. Now I'm making a video really soon on the best piece control mechanics to use and how to really go about it. But one thing really in particular that I've seen a lot of people make the mistake of, that maybe you guys are making too, is when you're in a build fight or even a box fight against another player, just realizing what structures you have and what structures you don't, because there's been a lot of times where maybe you're boxing up really quickly and you don't notice that maybe one of the walls isn't yours, or maybe you're running into a build fight and some of the walls are yours and some aren't. You really want to keep a mental note, and you really want to figure out what structures are yours versus what aren't, and that's going to allow you to not really get caught off guard as much, and you're going to be able to outplay other players a lot quickly, because I have had a lot of times where I've been in gunfights against other players and they didn't realize that I had like a certain wall. So they went to box up. I had one of the walls on the back side, which I was able to easily edit and then outplay that player. So just trying to work on your piece control and just knowing which structures are and aren't yours is going to be a great way to be able to outplay those players, because if you have their back wall, then you're going to be able to act accordingly, and you're going to be able to think of a way to outplay that player based on the advantage that you have. So the second thing that you guys want to do that has been a really big help to me as far as outplaying other players and just being a lot better at this game, the thing that I've done and what you guys want to do too is you want to be faster at decision making. Now there's a couple of ways to go about this, but one of the best ways that I've seen to be very helpful is you always want to be as quick as you can in this game, and especially now with a lot of people being extremely sweaty, you really want to adopt a playstyle that has quick decision making. So for example, whenever you're challenging in a gunfight, you really only want to go for a play once. You never really want to go for the same play twice in a row. So say for example, when you're approaching a gunfight and you want to go for a shotgun shot, if you don't go for that shot within like the first 3 seconds or so, usually you want to go for a different play. You never want to linger too long on one play. And the same can be true when you're going for editing, because you can't always hit every single edit. So if you ever do say you try to go for an edit on another player, so you got one of the walls and you try to go for an edit And if you miss one of the edits, sometimes you can get lucky and go for the edit again and have it work. But a lot of times, if I try to go for an edit and I mess up, then I'll just say screw it and I'll continue to build up and challenge from a different angle. You never really want to get stuck on the same play. And if you don't make a certain decision within a couple of seconds, you usually want to do something else. So if you want to try to maybe go for a certain edit or a certain shot, and then you kind of hesitate a little bit, usually it's better off not to just go for that shot anyway. It's usually better to maybe go for a different play. Maybe you continue to do high ground retakes up. Maybe you try to go for a different sort of edit. There's really a ton of things you can do in this game, but you want to have quick decision making and you never want to linger on the same thing for too long. I would say too long as being a couple seconds, because if you want to go for an edit, you mess it up, it's better to go for a different edit or approach from a different angle. Same thing is true with, say your shots. If you try to go for a shot and you miss, a lot of times it's better to maybe, build a wall or two and then challenge from a different angle rather than to challenge from that same side again, because then you get predictable and that's when the other player is going to be hitting you for a lot of damage. So being a lot faster with your decision making is going to really help you out a lot. It's going to make you a better player, and it's going to help you improve tenfold. So you want to improve your decision making speed, and that's going to be a huge asset for you as far as winning gunfights and winning games. And the third and final thing that you guys want to work on to improve in this game, and this is something that I've been talking about a lot, and it has been probably the most helpful thing to help me improve as a player the fastest way possible, and that's going to be working on high ground retakes. Now, the reason why these are so effective, and you want to practice these as much as you possibly can, and that's going to be for the reason it's going to help you out tremendously when it comes to building, editing, and really everything in between. So when you're moving around on your builds and edits, because high ground retakes really can incorporate everything. There's a lot of beginner ones, intermediate, and there's also a ton of advanced retakes. There's really so many you can try out. There's retakes where you have to go for double edits, triple edits. There's some retakes you only have to go for like a single edit. So you want to improve and try to learn as many different retakes as you can. That way, when you come across in game, you're going to be a lot more comfortable when it comes to your building and editing overall. Because if you want to outplay sweatier players, being able to edit very quickly off of a high ground retake is going to be one of the best ways to outplay sweatier players. Now, as far as the best high ground retakes to learn, it's really up to you. I did make a video a couple days ago on the best 5 high ground retakes, the only retakes you'll really ever need. Those are some simple retakes that you guys should definitely learn, and they're not difficult. Most of you guys probably already have the retakes down, but if you only use those 5 retakes, they're really the only retakes you need. But I do recommend learning more advanced retakes just to help you improve your building and editing speed. You probably don't really want to do the most advanced retakes in game. It's not going to be the most effective way to be consistent, because the definition of like a hard retake means it's hard. You're not going to be able to do it every single time perfectly. So you really only want to learn these difficult retakes, or maybe retakes that challenge you a little bit, so you can improve your builds and your edits. You really wouldn't necessarily do it in game, but once you practice these harder retakes, you're going to be a lot more comfortable with the building and editing, so that when you go for easier retakes or any sort of mechanical play in game, you're going to be a lot more comfortable than before. So working on your high ground retakes, in my opinion, is probably the best way to improve quickly in this game. I have a ton of high ground retake videos on my channel. A lot of other people have made some as well, and there's a ton of retakes, and you can learn whatever you want depending on your skill level. There's a lot of beginner ones, intermediate, and also some very advanced retakes out there. I would highly recommend learning as many retakes as you can to help improve your editing speed and also your building speed, and as well along with your movement in that as well, because some people just don't have the best movement. They're just not very fluid when they're building and editing. So when you practice high ground retakes, you're going to be working on that as well. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys could, make sure you guys do hit that like button. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new video. And as well, I do live stream every single day on this channel at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you guys will get a notification for when I go live on this channel. Like I said, every single day at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So hit the notification bell so you guys will get notified when I go live. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I will see you next video.